Now for a little history lesson. World War II came to a close 70 years ago, leaving the Japanese with no choice but to leave Manila and retreat to Baguio. The Japanese military had to use many of the capital's buildings to defend themselves from Americans. But despite the battles, some structures built even before the war survived and are still being used today. Many of us know the University of Santo Tomas is the oldest school in the country. But did you know the Pontifical University actually served as Japan's prison during World War II? On the eve of February 3, 1945, American troops sought to free their men and women detained at the school, which was already housing close to 4,000 prisoners. They exchanged gunfire with the Japanese, but the two parties eventually struck a deal. On the same night, Americans also secured Malacanang, which already served as the president's official residence by the time the war began. The palace's east wing became a 30-bed mini-hospital that night as Americans battled the Japanese along Quezon Bridge. Americans also attacked the Philippine General Hospital in an effort to get rid of Japanese troops. Americans freed the hospital from the Japanese on February 17, but by that time, 150 people had already died while 1,000 others were injured. San Agustin Church was also an evacuation center during the war. Although it took several direct hits, it managed to stand its ground and protect the 6,000 people it housed. Refugees didn't leave the church until February 23, when the Americans finally managed to make their way into Intramuros. Americans also managed to recapture the Manila Hotel on February 21. The place was one of the capital's grandest pre-war hotels. It even had a special suite for General Douglas MacArthur. Nothing of MacArthur's penthouse, however, survived America's operation. Other structures that survived battles between the Americans and the Japanese include the Rizal Stadium, which served as Japan's food and ammunition depot, the then newly built Bayview Hotel, which was one of Japan's brothers or Horo houses, the De La Salle University where Japan killed 70 people, including 12 German nationals, the Manila City Hall and the Manila Post Office, which housed 200 Japanese soldiers, and the Legislative, Finance, and Agriculture buildings, which now house the National Museum. Japan's resistance against the Americans ended on March 3, 1945.